Good afternoon to all you awesome people out there. Jeff, aka GCurse here. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these videos. It's been over 2 months, I think it was, since I finished wrapping up episode number 4 of season 1. That's right, I am returning to Black Site Files from Unsolved Mysteries. Today I am covering a case that is adored by the entire fandom. It is the case of D.B. Cooper. To those who are unaware, D.B. Cooper basically brought a bomb onto a plane, onto a jet, and he was able to use the threat of having a bomb to get so much money. I can't recall how much it was, but he made off with a lot of money. And he was actually never located. It's believed that he died when he went to escape, and that the money was partially damaged. Who knows ultimately what ended up happening to that money. But let's get to that case. I'll be starting that case right after these upcoming commercials from the 1970s.
Did you hear? New Tricks has lemon, orange, and now grape, too. Don't tell the rabbit.
Tricks information?
Wrong number.
Darling, don't tell the rabbit about the new Purple Pops in Tricks.
It'll be our secret.
What secret?
New Tricks is grape, too. It's a grape, part of his complete breakfast. Don't tell the rabbit.
Grape? Grape! That's it!
Silly rabbit, New Tricks is still for kids.
Don't tell me.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all having a great day. I actually had to take a little bit of a break between the segments because I originally started recording this portion of the show, but the reading program that I used was acting up, and I was just like, "What? You know what? Just fuck it." I decided to call it an end for that day, and then I came back this morning with a, just a little bit rested and everything. Anyway. If you are new to this show, this is where I am going to do the case viewing of the D.B. Cooper case. And to those who are unaware what I do, basically I go to the Unsolved Mysteries wiki where I have my uber sexy secretary. Her name is Jasmine. She will read to us via this reading program the case itself, and I will pause it every now and then and I will give you my thoughts. I was working with the program yesterday and this morning, and I think I figured out how I can work with it to try to prevent all the issues I was having earlier yesterday. So I will start reading. I'll start reading the. Can I close this? Hold on. No, you cannot close it. You can't even there's not even a fucking skip feature. How sad is that? Anyway, I will read the initial information, and then I will have Jasmine, my uber sexy secretary, of course. She will read the rest. So let's get to it, shall we? So, the real name is unknown. He went by Dan Cooper, is believed to be an alias, though. Alias is Dan Cooper. He was wanted for hijacking and theft. You would think that he was also... I'm wondering if kidnapping could be part of hijacking, because I view hijacking as, like, stealing, like, the airplane. But then I thought that they would also have... kidnapping since they went across state lines. Wouldn't that make it like a federal crime? Anyway, he's been missing since November 24th, 1971. Okay, so let's see if I can get this to work. So I'm going to do it in short bursts, and if it starts to pause, because that's what the major problem is, that it'll pause and then it'll just start skipping and reading everything else. So let's get to it, see if it works, shall we? Okay. Read aloud selection. Wait,
at
actually,
2 p.m. on
Wait, hold on. Let's actually change that. Let's see here. Read aloud, and then I'll just push right there. See if it works.
traffic control
No.
of the hijacking.
No.
However, they...
Oh my god, really? Come on. Oh my god.
T2 p.m. on November 24th, 1971, a man purchased a one-way coach ticket on a Northwest Airlines Boeing 727 from Portland, Oregon, to Seattle, Washington. He paid in cash and claimed his name was Dan Cooper. The only luggage he carried was an attaché case. Once the plane was in flight, he handed a note to Florence Schaffner, a stewardess, who thought little of it at first, as stewardesses sometimes were slipped phone numbers by male passengers. At one point, Cooper quietly told Schaffner, "Miss, you better take a look at that note," which told that he had a bomb in his attaché case. Cooper opened his carry-on attaché case to reveal sticks of dynamite.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it really quick here. Now, I can't recall if I said it gave my theory in the first part of this video because it's been over a day since I started recording it and everything. My theory is that I think this is all an inside job. I think that the employees were tired of possibly being treated poorly, so they're like, you know what? They don't respect us. We're going to take these motherfuckers for as much money as we think possible. So, yeah, that's what I think. Also, one thing I tried mentioning yesterday when I did the initial recording was I would love to have seen what D.B. Cooper would have done if he went to Florence and he goes, "I have a bomb. I want you to do this." And she literally looks at him and goes, "Nope. Nope. Well, I have a bomb. Congratulations, you have a bomb. You're not going to fucking blow yourself up. You're too much of a chicken shit." See, I always have a opinion that criminals are chicken shits. They're opportunists. They will not get them. They will not do anything that will normally put themselves in that will hurt them. Once in a while, yeah, you may have your mass shooter that'll kill themselves, but it's human nature to want to survive. So I don't think he would have actually, if that was actually a bomb, I don't think he would have blown them up if he did exist. I still think overall that this was an inside job, because even the people on the airplane, the jet, or what do you want to call it, they could not recall that much, if anything, about the man with the attaché case. Okay, let's continue on. It may be a second here while the program resumes. Anytime now. Come on. Oh my God, really? Really? Okay, exit the page. Now it's going to totally crash. Oh my God, wow, really? Okay, close program. Okay, I'm going to pause it while okay, never mind. I'm going to, there we go. Let's do this. Get it back over here. Oh my God, I cannot believe. Technology today. We are at the pinnacle of technology, yet we cannot keep a program from, oh my God, ad upon ad. We cannot keep a website, the internet from just, or a web browser from crashing. Like, okay, let's see here. We'll start here. Let's see here. Read aloud. Come on. Come on. Jesus Christ. It shouldn't take this long. Wow, it's not even fucking working. Okay. Yeah, no shit. Okay, I'm going to pause it and see if I can get it fixed. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's still not working correctly. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to have it read it in portions, and hopefully it'll work. If not, I may just have to read it myself. So let's continue on. Let's read aloud selection.
Cooper opened his carry-on attaché case to reveal sticks of dynamite and ordered Schaffner to pass the note to the captain, but for her and the other crew members not to spread alarm, acting casual and behaving as if nothing was out of the ordinary. The note also ordered the captain to divert the plane to Seattle, which the pilots did, informing air traffic control of the hijacking. However, they told the passengers that they were diverting due to mechanical failure. Cooper also requested 4 parachutes, 2 front pack and 2 back pack, and $200,000 in cash, asking that the plane not land until the requests were met.
Okay, so basically, here's what I think. If this was an inside job, like I think that they split those that money in equally into those 4 packs. That would be $50,000 each per pack. Going back to what I said previously, the whole plan, the start of this plan was basically DB Cooper giving Florence that piece of paper with the instructions. Like I was kind of joking, if she literally said, nope, not going to do that, what the fuck's he going to do? He still wants that money. He's not going to blow himself up. Criminals are a cowardly bunch. He would literally just have to sit there and be kind of dejected, like, oh my god, well, that didn't work. Well, now what, you know? But let's say if he did exist, I still think that he possibly put some of that money equally into the 3 remaining bags that he had with him. I don't think he planned on, if he did exist, I don't think he would take the risk of kidnapping, 3 additional hostages? You know, like, I just don't see that at all. Okay, so let's continue on down here. Hopefully it continues to work.
The FBI put together the ransom money. Each bill was photographed and the serial numbers were recorded. Cooper insisted that the plane be immediately refueled upon landing in Seattle. He wanted the plane to stay on the runway and not be taxied to the terminal. He also did not want any of the passengers released until his demands were met. At 5:43 p.m., the plane landed at the Seattle airport. The plane was parked in a remote area of the field.
Okay, so I understand the whole logic of photographing the money, you know, the serial numbers. But if he decided to, instead of actually going and depositing all them, because I think they possibly believed that if they gave him this money, he was just going to deposit it like in a bank account. That way, when the money was located, they could be like, oh, the money was to put into this guy's account. This is who it belonged to. I understand that whole idea, but doesn't it kind of fall out the window, this idea of photographing the serial numbers, if instead DB Cooper just decided to go to like a grocery store and buy a couple packs of gum and he just uses the money that way? They're not going to be able to figure out who that money belonged to. That's the way I kind of see it. You know, like, I just think that photographing each serial number would have worked only if the money was being somehow invested or put like in a bank. However, if you go like, they even mentioned like he possibly went to Vegas. However, you go like to Vegas and you buy chips, they're not gonna fucking stop and look at every fucking serial number. So I think that photographing serial numbers only works under certain circumstances, which I think they believed that DB Cooper was going to do, you know. Okay. Oh, come on.
While the passengers grumbled, they never suspected they were hijacked until being on terra firma when they were interrogated by the FBI for composite information about Cooper. Once on the ground, an FBI agent took the money and parachutes to one of the flight attendants, who then took the items to Cooper. No one knew that one of the parachutes was defective. The FBI was worried that he would use the chutes to take hostages.
Okay, that's what I don't get is, maybe it may mention it because I can't recall every little step of, or every little aspect of this video. How do they know that one of the packs was defective? You know, maybe he left it on the airplane. I don't know. But I don't think he was going to take hostages because of the fact that there was only one person. He had the money, so he wasn't going to blow up himself, you know. He had the money already. The thing is, back in the 70s, people were a lot more brave, honestly. They were more brave. They were not as beaten into submission as they are today. If D.B. Cooper went up to somebody and goes, "You're coming with me," knowing how we were, 30 plus years ago, that person would be like, "Oh, really? You're telling me what I'm going to do with you?" And then they'd probably punch him in the face. I don't think he planned on risking taking any hostages. I think that he used those packs as a way to, deal with the money, basically. Okay, let's see here. Let's go down to here. Hopefully it works.
Finally,
it looks like it's working okay right now.
He ordered the flight crew to release the passengers, but continued to keep the captain and one of the flight attendants captive. He then had the plane take off again at 7:37 p.m., having it fly from Seattle to Mexico City at a height of 10,000 feet and a speed of 200 miles per hour. He agreed to stop for refueling in Reno, Nevada. He also requested to have the back stairwell down. However, the plane could not fly in this condition, so it was not done. At around 8:10 p.m. over the Lewis River in southern Washington, Cooper opened the rear exit door while in flight and jumped with the cash. No visible protective gear, and only a parachute into obscurity. The money, and parachutes were never seen again.
Okay, so... hold on. Come on.
To date,
okay,
this is the only unsolved skyjacking in the history of aviation. The FBI thoroughly investigated the case, chasing several leads and suspects. The press dubbed this character D.B. Cooper, who was only known on the flight manifest as Dan Cooper. No one could find a trace of him nor locate any of the stolen traceable CA.
It's supposed to be traceable cash. Okay, so this actually brings on up to something. Let's see, where was it? Cash. No. Okay, it said the money, and the parachutes were never seen again. If they were never seen again, how do they know that one parachute was defective? I don't understand that. It isn't like the FBI would purposely damage one of the chutes, because if they were worried that he was going to take a hostage, that means that somebody would die if that parachute was defective. And they don't know exactly who would be wearing that parachute. It could have been D.B. Cooper. It could have been one of the hostages if he was going to take a hostage. So it makes you wonder, how do they know that the parachute was defective, Okay, up next, also something that kind of struck me was, here we go, let's see here. They said that he wanted, let's start here, a height of 10,000 feet and a speed of 200 miles. Honestly, I don't think that, this is why I think this was an inside job, to be honest. If you are trying to get away with $200,000, do you really care what the exact height of the airplane is, what the speed is? As long as you're up in the air and you're moving, you're going to be going fast. You have to be going fast to be able to be in the air. You cannot be, you cannot sustain air flight if you're only going 10 miles an hour. So it's only a given that you are going to be going fast if you're in the air. To me, this screams like something you would expect, like somebody who works on the airplane, like a pilot would say, that they would make the claim that D.B. Cooper would make, this seems like something that indicates it would be like an inside job. That's what I'm trying to say, because like I said, any common guy who just scored $200,000, they're not going to care about the little mechanics. No, get me in the fucking air, get me going real fast. But you know what? I'm a fancy hijacker. I want this airplane to be 10,000 miles, or 10,000 feet above the ground. And I don't want to go any faster or slower than 200 miles an hour. So I don't want to go 201 miles an hour. I don't want to go 199 miles. I want to go 200 miles. This seems like shit that could have been concocted by the crew just to try to make it sound like, you know, to try to push their story. But it seems too technical. It seems like something you would expect somebody who works on the plane to know, you know. If that makes any sense. Probably doesn't. It's just me, though. Okay, so let's continue on down to here. Okay.
H. In November of 1978, a plastic sign from a Boeing 727 was discovered in the woods near the bailout area. 15 months later, on February 10, 1980, some of the marked cash was found dredged in the mud near the Columbia River, 25 miles from his apparent jump point. These clues suggest to some that Cooper either perished in the woods or landed in the Columbia and drowned. However, others believe from his coolness and planning that he actually survived and got away with one of the most daring crimes of the 20th century.
Of the 20th century, that's what I went to say. Okay.
RY. Some believe that he would have been unable to navigate the difficult terrain that he landed in, especially if he was injured and wearing only a business suit. However, some have suggested that he may have been wearing more suitable clothing underneath that would have helped.
Okay, so, and again, there it goes again, just crash. Yeah, I don't understand why it does this. Hold on, I can't even... Can I do this? Can I do this? Oh my god, wow, this website, the Unsolved Mysteries wiki, it is messed up. Okay, so let's... And of course, you have to get bombarded by the fucking ads. So let's go all the way back down here. So they basically talked about how he may have been wearing more suitable clothing underneath his outfit. Okay, let's go down to here. Okay. Let's try it again. Hopefully it'll work.
Him. There have been several theories as to who Cooper really was. One suspect was Richard McCoy, who hijacked a plane in April of 1972. He extorted $500,000, but was arrested during his hijacking attempt. After he escaped from prison several months later, he was killed in a gun battle with the FBI. Due to the similarities in the crimes and their photos, some believe that McCoy and Cooper are one in
the same. Yeah, it could possibly be, but I just think that this could have been an inside job, to be honest. What do you think? Do you think that D.B. Cooper actually existed, or do you think this was an inside job?
Same. When Unsolved Mysteries re-examined the case, they had a new
Oh, come on.
composite made of Cooper. Working with a new forensic artist, they gave Florence Schaffner, the stewardess to which he handed the note, a chance to recommission a new likeness. Most of the Americans who heard his voice said that he had a Midwestern accent. It was also believed that due to Cooper's demand for parachutes and his escape that the man was a military veteran, likely certified as a paratrooper. Advertisement.
Okay.
Facts.
Oh, okay. We'll just continue on.
From Wikipedia. Portion of Brian...
No. We're going back up here.
In 1978, A placard printed with instructions for lowering the aft stairs of a 727 was found by a deer hunter near a logging road about 13 miles, 21 kilometers, east of Castle Rock, Washington. Well north of Lake Merwin, but within Flight 305's basic flight path. Portion of Brian Ingram's 1980 discovery. In February 1980, 8-year-old Brian Ingram was vacationing with his family on the Columbia River at a beachfront known as Tina, or Tenna, Bar, about 9 miles, 14 kilometers, downstream from Vancouver, Washington, and 20 miles, 32 kilometers, southwest of Ariel. He uncovered 3 packets of the ransom cash as he raked the sandy riverbank to build a campfire. The bills were significantly disintegrated, but still bundled in rubber bands. FBI technicians confirmed that the money was indeed a portion of the ransom, 2 packets of $120 bills each, and a third packet of 90, all arranged in the same order as when given to Cooper. In 1986, after protracted negotiations, the recovered bills were divided equally between Ingram and Northwest Orient's insurer. The FBI retained 14 examples as evidence. Ingram sold 15 of his bills at auction in 2008 for about $37,000. To date, none of the 9,710 remaining bills have turned up anywhere in the world. Their serial numbers remain available online for public search. The Columbia River ransom money and the air stair instruction placard remain the only confirmed physical evidence from the hijacking ever found outside the aircraft. In 2017, a group of volunteer investigators uncovered what they believed to be potential evidence, what appears to be a decades-old parachute strap in the Pacific Northwest. This was followed later in August 2017 with a piece of foam suspected of being part of Cooper's backpack. Subsequent FBI disclosures in late 2007, the FBI announced that a partial DNA profile had been obtained from 3 organic samples found on Cooper's clip-on tie in 2001, though they later acknowledged that there is no evidence that the hijacker was the source of the sample material. The tie had 2 small DNA samples and 1 large sample, said Special Agent Fred Gutt. It's difficult to draw firm conclusions from these samples. The Bureau also made public a file of previously unreleased evidence, including Cooper's 1971 plane ticket, price $20.
Wow, $20! Holy shit.
$90, and posted previously unreleased composite sketches and fact sheets, along with a request to the general public for information which might lead to Cooper's positive identification.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Uh-oh.
They also disclosed that Cooper chose the older of the 2 primary parachutes supplied to him, rather than the technically superior professional sport parachute, and that from the 2 reserve parachutes, he selected a dummy, an unusable unit with an inoperative ripcord intended for classroom demonstrations, although it had clear markings identifying it to any experienced skydiver as non-functional. He cannibalized the other, functional reserve parachute, possibly using its shrouds to tie the money bag shut and to secure the bag to his body as witnessed by Mucklow. The FBI stressed that inclusion of the dummy reserve parachute, one of 4 obtained in haste from a Seattle skydiving school, was accidental. In March 2009, the FBI disclosed that Tom Kay, a paleontologist from the Burke Museum of Natural History and Culture in Seattle, had assembled a team of citizen sleuths, including scientific illustrator Carol Abraxinskaz and metallurgist Alan Stone. The group, eventually known as the Cooper Research Team, investigated important components of the case using GPS, satellite imagery, and other technologies unavailable in 1971-86. Although little new information was gained regarding the buried ransom money or Cooper's landing zone, they were able to find and analyze hundreds of minute particles on Cooper's tie using electron microscopy. Lycopodium spores, likely from a pharmaceutical product, were identified, as well as fragments of bismuth and aluminum.
Jesus Christ, there's a lot of stuff here.
In November 2011, Kay announced that particles of pure, unalloyed titanium had also been found on the tie. He explained that titanium, which was much rarer in the 1970s than in the 2010s, was at that time found only in metal fabrication or production facilities, or at chemical companies using it, combined with aluminum, to store extremely corrosive substances. The findings suggested that Cooper may have been a chemist or a metallurgist, or possibly an engineer or manager, the only employees who wore ties in such facilities at that time, in a metal or chemical manufacturing plant, or at a company that recovered scrap metal from those types of factories. In January 2017, Kay reported that rare earth minerals such as cerium and strontium sulfide had also been identified among particles from the tie. One of the rare applications for such elements in the 1970s was Boeing's Supersonic Transport Development Project, suggesting the possibility that Cooper was a Boeing employee. Other possible sources of the material included plants that manufactured cathode ray tubes, such as the Portland firms Teledyne and Tektronix. Agents theorized that Cooper took his alias from a popular Belgian comic book series of the 1970s featuring the fictional hero Dan Cooper, a Royal Canadian Air Force test pilot who took part in numerous heroic adventures, including parachuting. One cover from the series, reproduced on the FBI website, depicts test pilot Cooper skydiving in full paratrooper regalia. Because the Dan Cooper comics were never translated into English, nor imported to the US, they speculated that he may have encountered them during a tour of duty in Europe. The Cooper research team suggested the alternative possibility that Cooper was Canadian and found the comics in Canada, where they were also sold.
Okay.
They noted his specific demand for negotiable American currency, a phrase seldom, if ever, used by American citizens, since witnesses stated that Cooper had no distinguishable accent. Canada would be his most likely country of origin if he were not a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, because we all know Canadians don't have any accents, right? Eh?
Advertisement.
Okay, hold on. You know, they totally have no accents, eh? Okay, so let's see here. I'm just going to... I think I'll read this portion here. Okay, thank you, Jasmine. That is all for now. Say goodbye to Jasmine, everybody. It has actually been a little bit of a challenge to get the program to work, but we finally got it going. Thank you very much, Jasmine. Okay. So we have some theories. According to the FBI Internet website, the Cooper case, Seattle FBI agent Larry Carr theories. Carr believes that Cooper was inspired by French... Wait, these are the things that looks like was just covered. The comic book, Dan Cooper. Carr thinks it's highly unlikely Cooper survived the jump, but he came from somewhere and from someone in... Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna leave that part out. Okay, let's just go to extra notes. The case first aired on the October 12th, 1988 episode. It was also profiled in Brad Meltzer's Decoded on the History Channel and Unsolved History on the Discovery Channel. It also inspired the movies The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper, 1981, with Treat Williams, how you want to pronounce the name, and Without a Paddle, 2004, with Seth Green and Matthew Lillard. Oh my god. Did anybody actually even see that fucking movie? Holy shit. And influenced influenced episode of the TV show series Leverage. It was also parodied in the series Drunk History, along with Agatha Christie in the Circleville Rider cases. Results: wanted. Due to the high publicity of the case, several suspects were considered, which was fueled by multiple widows. Multiple widows. I'm like, windows? What the fuck? Claiming their late husbands confided in them. I'm sure they did. On their deathbeds that they were Dan Cooper. You're right. John M.O. List, a man who murdered his wife, children, and mother in 1971 and ran wild before being arrested in 1990 was also considered a suspect on the basis that that those murders were committed in 1971, the same year as the Cooper skyjacking, and that Cooper demanded $200,000, which was about the same amount as a mortgage on List's property and other debts. However, after imprisonment, List denied his involvement with the Cooper affair, and he was eventually ruled out as a suspect. Reports in 2011 said that the FBI has put their focus on a new suspect, a man by the name of Lynn Doyle Cooper, who passed away in 1999 due to a lack of leads. The FBI closed the investigation into the case in 2016. However, since then, there has still been new leads and possible suspects identified, including Robert Rackshaw and Walter Recca. The FBI has not made a comment on these individuals. Okay, and that was it, ladies and gentlemen. It took a little bit of time, but we finally got through this fucking this goddamn the case rating. Holy shit, that took a long time. But so they presented their beliefs, and that's all it is basically beliefs. How the FBI could be so fucking stupid to give basically a dummy pack. It's how do you not realize that it was a dummy pack? I still think, honestly, this was an inside job done by the flight crew. I think that they had enough of the shit, and they're like, you know what? This company makes millions of dollars. We're going to fucking take some of that. Hell, I'm pretty sure that there are people around this world that hates their job, and they're like, you know what? If I could, I would take... I would take this company for everything possible. The only difference is that the people in this inside job, I think they actually went through with it, But that's just my theory, though, and that's what I like is because these videos I like to do, it's just basically my theory. I'm not saying that it's true or not. It's just my theory. But when I return, it will be with my final thoughts. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back.
Oh, I see food drink. Just got a new drink. Now there is a cooler. It's candy apple cooler. Candy apple cooler.
New Hi-C Candy Apple Cooler, made with real fruit juice with a full day's supply of vitamin C. So cool, it's cool enough for me.
Candy apple cooler.
Okay, everybody, so we have made it through the end of this video, mercifully. Oh my god, I have not had this many problems producing an episode of Black Site like this ever. The reading program that I use, it's not the best, and it clearly shows. It's not even like an extension, like I downloaded it. This is actually built into the Microsoft Edge browser that I use. I tried looking on Chrome, and there's extensions on Chrome, but they're all paywall, and I'm not going to get into that shit, But overall, like I've kind of mentioned before, I think this was an inside job, but that's just my theory, though. I think it was an inside job because the employees were probably feeling underappreciated, But yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think that this was an inside job? Do you think that DB Cooper actually existed? Do you think he was a former armed service member? Do you think he was based around a comic book character? Like, what do you guys think? In the comments section, leave your thoughts below, and I guess that's it, As always, if you like what you watch, feel free to click that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and the like button, and all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. My name is Jeff, aka GCurse, wishing you all a great day. Stay safe, everybody. Peace out.